The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the top stories of the hour. Octa Research notes an increase in Metro Manila's 7-day positivity rate. According to Octa's data, the positivity rate in Metro Manila climbed to 25.9% as of May 16. This is higher than the 24.2% recorded a week ago, but slightly lower than the 26.1% logged in May 15. Octa Research also noted that the country logged over 1,500 new COVID-19 cases nationwide, with 584 or more than a third of the total new cases were recorded in Metro Manila. Despite data showing an uptick in cases, Metro Manila mayors are not keen on reinstating the mandatory wearing of face masks in the region. The Metro Manila Council says LGUs could impose mandatory masking in government offices as practiced at Manila City Hall. However, the MMC says it still sees no need to require it to the general public. The MMC says Metro Manila is still low risk for COVID-19, citing the latest hospitalization rate, which was recorded at 28.6% as of May 15. However, the council says this may still change if the COVID situation in the region becomes more alarming.
If you're talking about a regional policy, sa ngayon po ay base sa rekomendasyon po ng Department of Health, ay optional pa rin po ang pagsusuot ng mask dahil nga po tayo ay nasa low risk category. Pag nakita natin na talagang nagtutuloy-tuloy ang pagtaas ng bilang ng mga kaso at yung mga ospital natin ay unti-unting napupuno na, ay pwedeng maging dahilan yan ng pagbabago ng polisiya.
On the other hand, private hospitals across the country have noted an increase in admissions in several regions over the last few days. These include Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Western Visayas, and the Davao region. The Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines recommended reminding Filipinos of the importance of masking, especially as it may be harder to mandate masking to the public again.
Dati, less than 20% yung mga hospitals natin. Ngayon, yung iba, although hindi naman lahat, yung iba tumataas, more than 20%, yung iba nga, maabot pa sa 50%. But then, depende kasi yan sa number of allocated beds. Nagpapa-admit po sa ibang sakit, and then pagte-test po, screening po natin, nagiging positive. Yun po ang karamihan.
Nearly 400,000 doses of COVID-19 bivalent vaccines are set to arrive in the Philippines next week. The Health Department said the jabs are from a donor country, which the agency refused to disclose. Bivalent vaccines are modified shots that target the new variants and subvariants of COVID-19. The DOH also said they're currently in talks with the COVAX facility for additional 2 million bivalent shots.
By next week, hopefully, we'll receive it already. Kaya nga po ngayong linggo, busy po ang ating mga implementing units dahil sila po ay pinupulong talaga para mabigyan ng orientation kung paano po natin isasagawa ang pagpapatupad ng pagbibigay nitong bivalent vaccines among our priority groups.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on the One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The government is preparing contingency plans ahead of the El Nino phenomenon that is likely to develop later this year. NEDA said in a statement that the recently created Economic Development Group met to discuss issues that could potentially affect the trajectory of the Philippine economy, including the looming El Nino. NEDA says the Agriculture Department has proposed preparatory activities to adequately equip, prepare, and assist farmers in coping with the impact of El Nino. Initiatives eyed including retooling and strengthening of the government's disaster response, conducting weekly monitoring of local field conditions, and conducting regional assessments. Concerned agencies also aim to ensure adequate buffer stocks and promote early planting for the dry season in water deficit areas. According to Pagasa's earlier forecast, El Nino may occur in the next 3 months at 80% probability and may last until the first quarter of next year. President Marcos is eyeing the revival of the Philippine Sugar Corporation. Philsucor was a state-run firm that provided financing to facilities used for manufacturing and distribution of sugar and its byproducts. The firm was abolished during the previous administration. In a video message, Marcos said revitalizing Philsucor was one of the suggestions made during his meeting yesterday with stakeholders of the sugar industry. A document from the official gazette showed that Philsucor was abolished by former President Rodrigo Duterte through a memo in 2018. The memo said the firm was abolished because its functions and purpose duplicate or overlap with those of the projects of the Sugar Regulatory Administration and state-run financial institutions.
Philsucor is Philippine Sugar Corporation. It provides it is like it's financing for farmers, especially for cooperatives and farmers associations, yung mga tinatawag na block. Bubuhayin natin at babaguhin natin, titignan natin kung ano yung mga pagbabago para makapag-adjust tayo dito sa sitwasyon natin ngayon. And they will continue their work in providing assistance sa ating mga farmers, sa ating mga farmers groups.
During the meeting with stakeholders, Marcos also discussed the government's decision to import up to 150,000 metric tons of sugar. He says the government and stakeholders have now agreed on the importation schedule and how traders will bid on the imports. Despite the importation, Marcos assures stakeholders of the sugar industry that locally produced sugar will still be favored.
We had some discussions on the future and how to strengthen the industry. And we talked about some of the identified areas that we should now start categorizing as sugar land. Para dumami ang ating acreage, ang ating hektarya na nakatanim ay asukal. Yun na nga, para dumami na rin ang ating production.
Pampanga 3rd District Representative Aurelio Gonzalez Jr. has replaced Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo as House Senior Deputy Speaker. Arroyo, a former president and now representing the 2nd District of Pampanga in the lower chamber, has been named Deputy Speaker. In a statement, House Majority Leader Manuel Jose Dalipe said this unburdens Arroyo of the, quote, heavy load required from the position. Commenting on the change in leadership, Arroyo said the move was the prerogative of the House of Representatives. And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News. All sides, all the time.